Hello, everybody. We welcome you with us today in our daily devotion. We have as our guest Pastor Christopher, who is the youth pastor at LCC Madisonville. Uh,
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good to be on the devotion today, Joe.
okay, today we're going to do it a little bit different. We have a subject uh, which is the true worship, and we have Pastor Chris today, who is going to talk a little bit about that. Who's going to explain us. What is this? Pastor Chris, we're so glad to have you today, and we are so happy that you're going to talk about that. What is a true worship?
True worship. I think a good definition of true worship is a lot of times I feel like our worship when we come to worship God, it depends a lot on what He's done for us.
Mm-hmm.
It depends a lot on maybe how well our day is
Okay.
going. But I think a true worship is not worshiping God because of what He's done, but rather for who He is.
Okay.
He's God Almighty. He's King of Kings. He's Lord of Lord. He's matchless in every way.
Mm-hmm.
And whether we have a good day or whether we have a lot or nothing at all, He deserves our worship.
Yes, that sounds good. I really like that. And one of the things that it says in John 4 verse 23 and 24, it says, "But the hour is coming, and it's now here, when the true worshippers will worship the Father and the Spirit and truth. For the Father is seeking such people to worship Him. God is spirit, and those who worship Him must worship in spirit and truth." I really want to know, when do we worship God in spirit and truth? One of the things that I had in my mind, when we worship God in truth and spirit, is when we let ourselves experience the worship of God, the worship. When we let the word that we're singing, it's kind of like when we experience the word that we are saying in the song that we singing. I think this is a moment that we get closer to God, and we know God. We can see God. You remember David, when David was worship God, like he worshiped God for who God is, for what God done for him.
Uh,
And you can see that there's a moment that David met with God, and you spiritually meet with God. This is what I'm thinking. When you worship God in spirit, it's a place where you meet with God. You
Most
feel like
definitely.
it's like God is close to you. It's
Yeah.
like you can touch Him. Like when you feel like, especially when you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, it's like you experience something more. What do you think about that?
Oh, I definitely think there's a place that you can meet with God, and I don't think that it's just for a Sunday service or a
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday night. I think it's something that you can do. I think when you're worshiping in spirit and truth, it's something that you're doing every single day, any chance that you can. Some of the greatest, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
times I've had with God
Okay.
are just between me and Him on a an off day, maybe when we weren't having service, but I just chose to seek His face and to pursue Him, and there was a richness there, like you said, where
Mm-hmm.
you experience His presence.
That's correct. That sounds good. And one of the things we can talk for the people before we say bye to them is the importance of a true worship. Can you say something very quick
It's
before we
it's
done?
it's very important
Mm-hmm.
because I think when you start to worship God because of who He is, not because of what He's done for
Mm-hmm.
you. I think that's when there's a genuine worship there. You're coming back to the heart of worship, and I think when you worship God because of that, because of who He is, you have a tendency. I think there's a closer relationship there. You're able to express your love for Him, maybe in a way that you weren't
Yes.
before. So it's very important. Yes.
That's very good. Pastor Chris, we are so glad to have you today with us to share your very important knowledge about the gospel with us. And I wish that those people who are watching this video will increase their knowledge and will know what it's mean to worship God. And so they could know the importance of a true worship like you explained. And everybody, we are so grateful to have you today. Thank you very much for watching this video. May God bless you today.